I get so confused why buyers do not like to call a buyer's agent to help them find a property. As you probably know, if you've watched some of my videos, we market very heavily to baby boomers that are retiring and moving here to the sun coast of Florida, Manatee County, Sarasota County, Parish, Lakewood Ranch, Sarasota, Venice. And we sell a ton of houses to those people. We send them a lot of marketing material about the area, about us, but about the area, what we do in this area, the beaches to go to, links for the different communities, the Del Webbs, the Esplanades. We try to get them as much information as possible. And then when they come here, they go directly to the community and work with a sales rep that works for the builder and don't have an agent working for them. And I can't figure it out. My name is John Bice. I'm with eXp Real Estate. I put out videos like this all the time about moving here or selling your home on the Sun Coast. I put out 3 to 4 videos a week. So if you're looking for information like this, go ahead and hit the subscription button and the notification bell. And all this information is free. But yeah, those sales reps at the communities, very knowledgeable about the community that they work at. They're awesome. They're great people. But who do they work for? They work for the builder. They're there to make you as much, or the builder, as much money as possible and open up your wallet and get that money out to the builder because that's their commission. It costs you nothing to walk in with a real estate agent. I don't know why people are confused about this. It's not like you walk into a community and they say the base model for that home is $400,000. Oh, wait, you're with a real estate agent? I meant to say $425,000. These builders are very, very, very experienced and they know what they're doing. They have all their costs built in. If you walk in with an agent or if you don't walk in with an agent, that money just goes to them. If you walk in with an agent, that's a little bit less money that they make, but they've already got it built into their cost. So it's the same thing with people who come here. And I just had a couple almost do this. They're a repeat customer. I helped them find a home here in the area. They're buying another home for their son. And the husband said, let's just call the listing agent. Why? Why would you do that? Why would you not have an agent that's proven they work for you, represent you in the transaction? It just, I don't understand. Luckily, as it normally happens, the wife won the argument. They called me. We identified a house for them and we're under contract. But that whole process we went through, I showed it to them. We talked about the community. I showed them comparable sales, what to offer for the house. And they actually got it for less than what we thought they were going to get it for. And we got them a credit towards a couple of the repairs that need to be done on the house. So I like to compare it to a veteran agent and your sister's brother's cousin that just got his real estate license 6 months ago. I always like to make the example of that. So your normal real estate agent is going to show you homes that they think you may like. They're going to open the door. They're going to let you walk through, meander through the house. They're going to walk through like they're going to buy the house, or they're just going to stand back and not pay attention at all. And they're going to wait for you to finish up and they're going to say, what do you think? They're not going to give you any opinion. So a veteran agent is going to do a pretty detailed questionnaire about what it is that you must have in a home, things you'd like to have in a home, and things that aren't important to you in a home. And when you're walking through that home, I'm going to stand back and listen to what you're saying. Wow, this kitchen really feels a little cramped, or not a lot of counter space in here. I really don't like that the kitchen and the family room are kind of separated. I don't like the idea that I can't see out to the pool area from the kitchen. I don't like the idea that this walk-in closet is so small. This is hers, and this one over here is hers, and they're both kind of small. So, what are we going to do about that? All that time, the husband is listening to the boss say these things and going, bing, bing, bing. How much is this going to cost me to upgrade or do these things or repair these things? But really, the agent should be listening to you. I always tell people my first time out with buyers, we usually look at 3 houses, maybe 4. I hear agents all the time, I'm showing 12 houses today. Really? Do they remember house number 1, 2, or 3 by the time you get to number 12? They're just dragging and want to get it done. They don't remember any of those houses. So we usually look at about 3 because I've gone through this questionnaire and find out what it is they're looking for. And if those 3 don't meet their criteria, the next time we go out, we're going to go look at 3 more. And at the end of that, I'm going to say, which one do you want? And they're going to pick one typically. That's the way it happens. I just had a couple this week. We closed on a home last week. If you want to go to my Google page, my Google business page, and look at the review that just got posted on there, they were working with an agent. They got super frustrated with him because they didn't understand what he was talking about. They were writing a contract and he was throwing ideas out at them and they had no idea what he was talking about. He was saying, I can make this offer look like it's a cash offer. Well, what he was saying was he was going to check the box that says cash on the Florida contract with no financing contingency. Their plan was to take out a small mortgage, $200,000 mortgage, and they didn't understand that concept, what it was all about. They dumped him. They found me on YouTube and called me. We went to a new construction site. They decided not to do new construction. Sorry. We went to Del Webb Bayview, and we found them a pool home that was 2 years old, had all the upgrades, epoxy floor in the garage, window treatments, upgraded appliances, pool on a lake for exactly what they wanted to spend. And we closed on it last week, and they are so happy. They wrote a great review for me on Google. So it's important that your agent knows what it is that you're looking for, can evaluate the home to give you comparable sales in the community, even if there's mostly new construction. What did those new construction homes sell for? And if they can't find those comparable sales, you might want to find a different agent because you don't want to be overpaying in this market. You want to know what your possible return on investment is going to be in 5 or 10 years down the road when you sell that house. Now, I'm good. I'm not that good. I can't tell you what that's going to sell for in 10 years, but I can tell you what it compares to in this market. Are prices declining? Have prices leveled off? Where do we expect the market to go? And your agent should be able to spit out all of those answers to you. And if you're asking those questions and they have no idea, you might want to think about that. So when we are looking at resales, we talk about a lot, especially when they identify one that they like, because I want to start talking to them about the roof, the age of the pool, the age of the air conditioner, the age of the appliances, what insurance cost might be, and I can give them an insurance agent to talk to. We want to walk outside. I do this a lot with people. We walk out, we'll stand on the lanai, and I'll say, what do you hear? I don't hear anything. No, listen again. What do you hear? Oh, well, you mean that traffic noise? Yeah, the traffic noise. And what that is State Road 70 that's like a quarter mile away. And guess what? They're widening State Road 70. They're going to take it from 1 lane each way to 2 lanes each way. And it's going to get a lot louder. And then when you go to sell this house, it's going to sound like the Indianapolis 500 driving right through your neighborhood. So we want to talk about things like that. What do the HOA fees cover? What are you getting for that maybe $500 a month that you're paying? Condos, don't even talk to me about condos right now. We showed a condo about 3 weeks ago to a buyer. It was $2,400 per month for the condo fees. Why? They have been keeping up with the assessments in the community because some of these condos are 800, a million, a million five. And the management companies knew if they had an assessment, they had to repave the roads or they had to redo the roofs, and it was $100,000 assessment. Those people could just stroke a check for $100,000. Well, guess what? The state of Florida came in and said, oh no, you got to have your reserves up. So they had to up their fees to start making up for what they didn't have in the reserves. And guess what? The insurance on those condos has gone crazy. So it's important that a agent can explain that to you and know that when they're showing you those condos. Looking at my notes, a veteran agent will have resources for you. Mortgage people, repair people, pest control people, air conditioning people, whatever it is that you need, they're going to have a reliable resource for you, especially if you're buying a resale home. If you're buying new construction, do they have a home inspector that does new construction home inspections for you? If you're buying a resale home, do they have a really reliable home inspector that can go through the house, look at everything in detail, do a termite inspection, recommend things to you? Do they have a home or a pool person to go through, a roofer to refer to? All of those are so important when you're buying a home here in Florida. You need to know those. Title insurance. It's negotiable here in Florida. A lot of real estate agents don't realize that. A lot of real estate agents think, oh, the seller pays for title insurance. But we have something here. It's called pick and pay, we call it. So if you pick and pay, if you pay for the title insurance, you can pick the title company that closes for you. Now, what I do is I work with a real estate attorney here. It costs you no additional money if you pay for the title insurance, and she represents you in the transaction. And trust me, there are a million things that can go sideways. We have a property that was supposed to close today, the day I'm making this video, but the buyer that we're working with had to travel out of town, had an emergency and had to travel out of town. So the real estate attorney's office made sure that they were able to FedEx all the paperwork up to New York in time to have them, when they arrived up there, sign the paperwork, get it back in a FedEx package today. They actually sent it up yesterday so they could go to a notary, have it signed today, FedEx it back to us so we can close on Monday. Just an example of something that can happen. We've had one recently where the buyer for our listing was selling a company. The deal didn't go through, but we had $40,000 in non-refundable escrow money for the sellers. The deal didn't go through on the buyer side. That business didn't close. They couldn't move forward, but we had $40,000 for the seller to cover their closing costs and plenty more. Trust me, a lot more. But yeah, that's why we had the attorney representing our sellers in the transaction. So it's negotiable. It's one of those things you got to know. And there's a million things that can go sideways. So if one of those things happens, you want that attorney representing you in the transaction. Overall, you just want somebody that's very concerned about the transaction for you. They're not trying to make a paycheck. They want to know what it is you're looking for, what's important to you. And at the end of the transaction, they don't just lose you and you never hear from them again. They want to check in on you and they want to make sure you're happy with what you got. All right. So I've seen it recently where people who were buying in 2022 went under contract in 2022, maybe new construction closed in 2023. They worked directly with the sales rep at a not a retirement community, but a Del Webb community 55 plus. And guess what? They got slaughtered because they decided either they wanted to sell the house for this reason or that reason. I've seen two that have lost $100,000 from where they purchased in 2022 to selling in 2026. I've seen two of them recently. They didn't have somebody working with them as an agent to go, look, we're at the absolute peak of the market. This is the absolute worst time you can possibly be buying a house. I was telling people that back then. Don't come here now because builders are just taking names on a wait list. And then when your name comes up, they're going to call you and go, hey, you want to overpay for a house? Or resales. I saw people paying $100,000 over the list price just because they wanted to get to Florida. It was crazy. I was telling people, do not come here now. And this is how I make a living. But anyway, that's enough of a rant. I hope this helped. Call a real estate agent. Do your research. Go online. Look people up. Look me up. See what kind of reviews they have online and find yourself a buyer agent if you're going to be a buyer here that can work with you, that can give you the information about a new construction community, about resales, about what's happening in the area. If they can't tell you exactly what's going on in the area, how to figure out your taxes, what a CDD fee is, find somebody who can. That's all I can say. So if you want to get in touch with me, you can call me. My cell phone number is 941-962-7443. I'd love to talk to you about all this information and help you make a wise, informed decision before you make this huge investment. That's what I'm here for. I love to help people do that. And I love, just like the Google review I got today, they're ecstatic. They're sitting out at their pool right now with a glass of wine, looking at the lake and listening to the pool, make its little gurgling noises. So I'd love to help you get in the same situation. Okay. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next video.